Welcome to this month's segment of a public safety announcement here with Chief Burghardt. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
We are recording this segment in the month of June, and we've come up with a few safety topics that are pretty much nationally known. And let's start out with the safety topic of fireworks.
Okay, so fireworks are always a beautiful thing to witness, but very dangerous to complete yourself. So our recommendations are always to go somewhere with a vetted, verified public display. So whether that be a city holding a fireworks celebration, or there's a what I call a private display, so something like Summerfest, or at county fairgrounds, go to see those there. Purchasing fireworks and launching those yourself in your backyard is very dangerous. There's a lot of things that you need to be aware of, from what the blast radius is, should it not go airborne, to the ones that stay on the ground. So we always recommend go someplace where they are certified to put on public displays.
Every year there are accidents when people are not listening to the law and purchasing these fireworks and lighting them off themselves, and they have severe injuries. And I'm glad that we're talking about this, because people should really be aware of, they may look cool, they may look fun, but that's what you want to do. You want to watch them. You don't want to be igniting these very hot heat sources.
Yeah, and the very high temperature is a good thing to be aware of as well, even with sparklers. So they seem very small, not a big deal, that kids can be running around with them, but the tip temperature can be in excess of 1,000 degrees right where the light comes out of a sparkler. So we need to be just very cautious to make sure that nobody gets hurt over that. So people who have years of experience using them, it might have been okay because you got by with it, but it doesn't mean something bad won't happen next time. So could it be a poorly packaged firework, something, a mistake was made in manufacturing, or maybe it wasn't stored safely, or it's too windy, whatever the case may be. Just need to be aware that those are rated explosives, and people can get severely hurt or killed by them.
And whether they're holding them or they've dropped them on the ground and you have someone with bare feet, there's all different types of injuries. And again, you're stressing to just go and watch the professionals put on the display.
Absolutely, yeah. Burn injuries and the blast injuries are ones that can be mostly avoided, so you can do that by watching someone else's professional display.
Yes, and we're talking about summertime activities here, not that you would not necessarily go to the display in winter, but in the state of Wisconsin here, our summer is starting to kick off. So that obviously is involving the 4th of July coming up. But now we're going to be going into our swimming season in the outdoor area, pools, lakes, things like that, where we can enjoy the water, but we want to be safe. And some of these precautions that come up, we had talked about before going on camera, was the color of a swimsuit when you're swimming. And I don't know many of our viewers are aware that there actually is a set color that is the best, and then there's some that are not so good.
Yes, absolutely. So we're going to have an image for you here in this PSA to be able to view. But the color, like of your jacket, of that blue in a pool, can make that color almost invisible, especially the ones that are blue, light blue, or going towards white, can make it almost impossible to view in the water. So being aware that if you have the opportunity to buy a new suit, if there's time to replace one for your child, think about the color first. The bright oranges, the bright pinks, even some of the reds are very, very visible in the water, more so than the blues and the greens. If you're going to a lake, like if you're venturing out to Pike Lake, that water is more bluish green depending on if it's a cloudy or a clear day. So if you have the opportunity to make an adjustment, be aware that the color of a suit can dictate how easy it is to see someone if they're above or below the water.
And unfortunately, if there is a type of tragedy and that there is going to be some type of rescue, let's talk about hands-only CPR.
Yeah, great topic. So one of those ways to prevent those events from happening is to always have small children being watched 100% of the time. So if you're at the pool, you're at the lake, you're at a friend's house, and you're there with children, really anyone under the age of 18 or that might need assistance swimming, make sure that someone has eyes on them the entire time. So if you're watching them, you're like, oh, my group of friends will watch, my group of family will watch. Before you step away, assign one person to say, I need you to watch my kids. I will be back in 2 minutes. And that person has been assigned to watch them 100% of the time. Accidents in the water can happen very, very quickly in a matter of seconds. That's how we can prevent a lot of the accidents that happen every single year. But going into, as you mentioned, the hands-only CPR, you don't necessarily need special training for it. So as long as you watch a video, you've seen how it's done, or you want to come in for training, performing compressions are what the human body needs, what the heart needs to oxygenate the brain. Just do compressions the entire time, and know that there is training out there available. Come talk to us at the fire department. We'll teach you hands-only CPR. There's events in the public that can help teach you that, but that can help get someone the necessary time they need until the fire department arrives.
And along with that, a lot of public buildings have a specific area where an AED is placed, and there's a sign pointing to that. And so, obviously, the first thing you want to do with any type of rescue or save is that you want to get the 911 system going, correct? But as a bystander, there are things that you can do, and that would be the hands-only CPR and getting the AED. And they've really have dumbed those down. As soon as you open that lid, it talks to you the whole time. So I just wanted to mention that without getting into the complete training of AED, but that's also an important device.
Yes, those public access AEDs are very significant in the survivability of someone who has suffered a cardiac event. There's different ways of doing that. There's different apps that you can have for certain cities that have that set up, or just seeing signs when you go out certain places. Sometimes big beaches will have a large public access AED sign. So having that available, calling 911, getting us moving, all increases the chances of survivability of someone who does need cardiac care.
Great. Well, thank you for coming in for this month's segment.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And to our viewers, as always, thank you for watching.